You chose an in-network hospital, you did everything right, and weeks later a bill arrives for $2,000 from a doctor you never chose. Before federal protections kicked in, roughly 1 in 5 emergency visits for privately insured patients triggered a surprise bill averaging $750 to $2,600, according to the Congressional Budget Office. The hospital was covered. The people inside it weren't. And here's the loophole that made it legal. I read the fine print so you don't have to. This hit millions of privately insured Americans, and even with new federal law, big gaps remain that still cost families thousands. Today, I'll show you 3 moves: dispute the illegal surprise bills, audit your plan's hidden exclusions, and demand a good faith estimate before you ever get treated. Here's the number that should make you angry: 20%. Before the No Surprises Act, about 1 in 5 emergency department visits for privately insured patients led to at least one out-of-network charge, according to a 2020 analysis cited by the Congressional Budget Office. But here's the part nobody tells you. The fix that Congress passed still leaves whole categories of bills completely unprotected. 3 moves, and each takes under 20 minutes. Dispute illegal surprise bills, audit your plan for excluded services, and demand a good faith estimate before non-emergency care. So how does an in-network hospital hand you an out-of-network bill? Simple. The building is in-network, but the people working inside it often aren't. Anesthesiologists, radiologists, pathologists, assistant surgeons, and emergency physicians frequently bill separately and may never have contracted with your insurer, according to the Department of Labor. Before the No Surprises Act, if any of those providers were out of network, they could balance bill you for the full gap between what they charged and what your plan paid. An in-network surgery could produce an out-of-network anesthesiology bill of, say, $2,000 above your plan's payment, fully collectible from you, Department of Labor. Now, in covered scenarios, that same bill drops to 0 above your in-network share, with the dispute resolved between insurer and provider, not you, CMS. But here's where it gets ugly, because the law has loopholes. If a service is simply not covered by your plan, some experimental procedures, certain fertility or rehab services, you owe 100% of the bill, regardless of network status, according to a Congressional Research Service report. And for some non-emergency care, an out-of-network provider can ask you to sign a notice and consent form that waives your protections entirely. Then there's the biggest federal gap of all: ground ambulances. The No Surprises Act protects air ambulance bills, but not ground ambulance bills, which remain largely unregulated federally, NAIC. So a ride to your in-network hospital can still generate a full out-of-network charge, the very scenario you thought the law had fixed. Here's the myth that costs people the most. If I go to an in-network hospital, everyone and everything is automatically covered. The fact, according to CMS and the Congressional Research Service, is that the law only protects specific scenarios, and it does nothing for excluded services or out-of-network ground ambulances. Put the numbers side by side. The average surprise bill ran $750 to $2,600 per incident, NAC. And over 20 years, a family can still face around $5,000 in unprotected surprises, which, financed at 20% APR, can exceed $8,000 in repayment. Authors estimate on NAIC averages. Meet Maria. She's 38, a public school teacher earning about $58,000 with an employer PPO plan from a large insurer. She's generally healthy, has 2 kids, and 27 years until she turns 65. Here's what Maria found. Discovery 1: $1,500 to $2,000. Maria went to an in-network hospital ER for severe abdominal pain, and the team included an out-of-network emergency physician and radiologist. Under the old rules, she'd have received 2 surprise bills in that range, consistent with NAIC's average. Post-NSA, for emergency services, she can't be billed more than her in-network cost sharing, and the extra is settled through arbitration, CMS. Discovery 2: $750 to $1,000. Maria scheduled a non-emergency laparoscopic surgery at an in-network hospital with an in-network surgeon, but the hospital assigned an out-of-network anesthesiologist. That standalone bill could have landed in that range under the old rules, NAIC. Now she pays zero beyond her in-network deductible and coinsurance for that provider, CMS. Discovery 3, the one that stings most, $800 to $1,500. Maria's husband was taken by ground ambulance to that same in-network hospital after a car accident. She discovered the No Surprises Act does not protect ground ambulances, only air, NAIC. So unlike the ER doctor's bill, this one can still legally hit the family in full. Added up over Maria's 20-year horizon, even with the law working, her household could still absorb around $5,000 in unprotected surprises. 2 ground ambulances plus 1 excluded service. Author's estimate on NAIC averages and CRS guidance. That's money she assumed was in-network and safe. Could this be you? 3 signs. You've never read your plan's list of excluded services. You don't know whether your local ambulance company is in-network. Or you've signed a form at a hospital without reading it. If any of those apply, the next 3 moves are for you. These 3 moves matter because they're the difference between paying a bill that isn't legally yours and forcing your insurer to do its job. Each one is free, takes under 20 minutes, and works with tools the government built specifically for you. So let's walk through exactly how to do them. Move 1. Dispute the illegal surprise bills. Use the federal No Surprises Act complaint process from CMS. Pull your explanation of benefits and the provider's bill. Confirm the service date is on or after January 1st, 2022, and that it fits a protected scenario, emergency, an out-of-network provider at an in-network facility, or air ambulance. 3 steps. Gather your EOB and the bill. Check whether you're billed more than your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. Then file the federal complaint and attach copies. What good looks like? Your responsibility matches the in-network amount, and any balance bill is reversed. Move 2. Audit your plan for excluded services and non-network facilities. Your insurer's summary of benefits and coverage must disclose exclusions and limitations under federal rules, CRS. Download your SBC and full plan certificate, and find the section titled Services Your Plan Does Not Cover. 3 steps. Download the SBC. List any big-ticket exclusions that could realistically hit your family. Then, before scheduling non-emergency care, call and confirm the facility and the specific service code are both covered and in-network. What good looks like written confirmation in your file. Before I get to the last move, which is the most counterintuitive part of all this is the one most people don't even know they're entitled to. Move 3. Demand and compare good faith estimates. If you're uninsured or self-paying, the No Surprises Act gives you the right to a written estimate of all items and services, and the power to challenge a final bill more than $400 above it. 3 steps. When scheduling at least 3 business days out, tell the provider you're self-paying and request the estimate. Get a competing estimate elsewhere. If the final bill runs $400 or more over, file the patient-provider dispute in time. If breakdowns like this are useful, subscribe. The next one's already coming. Why does this matter right now? 3 dates. In 2017, California's AB 72 began protecting patients from most surprise bills at in-network facilities. In 2020, the No Surprises Act was signed into federal law on December 27th. And on January 1st, 2022, the protections in the independent dispute resolution process went live nationwide. CMS CBO. After you act, here's how to verify it worked. You should see your patient responsibility match your in-network share. Confirm any reprocessed bill shows the corrected No Surprises Act amount. And if a bill still exceeds your good faith estimate by $400 or more, escalate the dispute. Everything today comes from CMS, the NAIC, the Congressional Budget Office, and a Congressional Research Service report. All the links are below, so you can verify every figure and start your own dispute. So now you know how an in-network hospital still generates surprise bills. And the 3 free moves that fight back. Next, I'm covering the prior authorization trap, when your insurer denies the exact care your own doctor ordered. That prior authorization loophole quietly overrides your doctor more often than you'd believe, and I'll show you how to overturn a denial. If you want to catch that, subscribe now so you don't miss it.